wrestling fans, welcome to episode 82 of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am your host, Joe the Panther the Third. And now introducing to the mic, my partner in crime for this trip around the world through the solar system on top of Metal Mountain. It's the happy heel himself, the Metal Geek.
What's going on, Ringside Crew? What's going on, internationally known? What's going on, Joe? What's going on, Metal Mountain?
Not Mountain. Did you hear that cackling in the distance? Should I be worried? Are these black cats and these witches keep surrounding my house? Is it Halloween? Geek.
Yeah, what's up?
Should I be worried? Should I panic and get my water buckets ready in my yard?
I mean, Halloween's coming up.
Yeah. Well, let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to Kaia. How do you say your last name?
McKenna.
Oh, hi guys, what's up?
What's up? How's it going?
Not bad. I don't necessarily think that I am the cause of your cackling and bad cats, because I am a good witch, not a bad or evil witch. Can't help you out there. Now, if you guys have upset a bad witch somewhere along the line, you're on your own.
I think we might
You only
have.
got good vibes coming from me.
That's always good to have good witches in the area.
Yeah, that was good.
I have my stone on. I always wear my stones. I got my black crystal. See?
Oh, there you go. That's good.
I always wear
all
my
that good energy in.
Always, because I'm the face. I always have to bring the good energy to the show.
Yeah.
I think you're summoning all the witches to the Dudes at Ringside podcast, Kaia. You know?
I mean, I don't know. Are there other witches out there? Or am I the only wrestle witch going these days?
There's a couple that are coming on the
There's
podcast.
one that actually followed us today, but she looks like a bad witch because he has the horns and she has the black lines under her eyes. I'm like,
I mean, there are a lot of different kinds of witches. You can't box us all in. And there's no one way a witch looks. Witches look many different ways.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So if our fans aren't familiar with you, introduce yourself.
Right. I am Kaia McKenna. I am a good witch / professional wrestler. And I am an expert at pure magic, which is my very special way of wearing my opponents down and ripping them limb for limb in the ring. I also bring a lot of good vibes. That's all I got for you.
Awesome. Welcome, Kaia. And it's funny, you're the second Kaia to come on our podcast. We had one from England.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think she spelled it Kiya.
Yeah,
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
But that Kaia had a unicorn that came on the podcast, a bear, a stuffed unicorn that she had on the screen.
The unicorn's name
Well,
was
I do not
George.
have a stuffed unicorn. I am so sorry to disappoint you guys.
That's okay. Hey, we got a new follower. You used your magic a little bit. We got a new follower. Thanks for following.
I do have some magic in these hands.
That's awesome. So who trained you?
I was trained by Seth Rollins and Merrick Brave at the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy in Davenport, Iowa.
Oh, wow. We're actually having Izzy B later in the month. She got trained by Seth Rollins as well.
Yeah, I know Izzy. She's great.
You could tell her when you speak to her, hey, I went on Dudes at Ringside.
I will let her know. I'll make sure to give her the heads up. Tell her how cool you guys are. How does that sound?
Cool. Thank you. It's always good to get that. Sometimes I worry. Do they really talk to each other? Well, we know, because we got to definitely send a big thank you out to Ashley Dembois for helping us get you, because there's Metal Geek who ran away.
Lots of love for Ashley. She's kicking so much ass right now. You love to see it.
Oh gosh, it's funny. We did an AEW prediction show for the pay-per-view, and I pretty much geek computer crash, so I'm the only one here right now. So we did a prediction show, and I'm I'm gonna predict Ashley. Like, Joe, is that the only thing? Yeah, I'm gonna predict Ashley because Ashley's our friend. Why not?
Well, there you go. You got to
Yeah.
support your friends.
Yeah. So Geek will be back. His computer crashed.
That's
so
fair.
out of all your matches that you've done so far in your career, which one would be like your favorite match?
Oh my goodness. I've enjoyed a lot of the matches I've had for various reasons, but I recently had a match with Riley Shepard at WWR Plus up at Beyond in Worcester, Massachusetts, and it was really really fun to wrestle somebody who was similar to me in size and similar to me in technique because it posed a new challenge to where I had to kind of go tit for tat with her and like it just I really enjoyed being challenged in that way per se and not being able to just run my typical offense or dominate my opponents with my strength and my technical ability like I usually do. She was a very very fun opponent to have. It's always good to mix it up with people like that that test you and push you and force you to think outside the box.
Of course, it's always when you do a certain match, you always have to measure yourself up with the different styles people have in wrestling. Like the match that's coming up very soon for you. Do you want to talk about your match you're having with Killer Kate tonight? Kaia? Oh, you're back.
What's going on? So, I don't know if there's any.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that match. I will be wrestling Killer Kate at Combat Fights Unlimited on the 9th, September 12th in New Jersey as part of the CFU Camp Leapfrog doubleheader. And I've been looking forward to this match for a while. I met Kate in Tampa at the Collective, and we really meshed well. And we seem to have very like complementary ring styles. So I'm excited to kind of get in there and mix it up with her. She seems to go for that like Cazadora knee bar a lot, but I'm an arm specialist. So it's like you got two different things coming together. It's going to be a great matchup. I can't wait for it.
If you can, by chance, if there's anybody that you're with at rings or the promotion, if you can if you could get the permission from the company first, if you can get some clips from the match for us, we'll post it on the Dudes at Ringside page, and we can. That's what we like, getting the wrestler to make a clip for us, like match clips, so we could post it, and like it helps us out. You know what I mean? It helps you out, it helps us out, stuff like that. Tired? You there?
Yeah, I'm just listening. I think I can definitely see if I can get some clips of the match to you guys when it occurs. It will be streaming on IWTV, so everybody can tune in and check it out there.
That's cool.
Sorry about the technical difficulties earlier. I had a little bit of an issue.
It's fine.
My computer just
We are in Mercury retrograde.
What's up?
We're getting ready to enter Mercury. We're getting ready to enter Mercury retrograde, so sometimes that makes technology a little bit weird.
Yeah. So the computer just crashed out of nowhere. So, but I guess
back now.
Yeah, but we're back now, and I mean Halloween is coming, so there you go. So, who have been some of your favorite witches?
Some of my favorite witches.
Yeah, from movies and stuff like that.
From movies and stuff.
Yeah.
I think honestly, like my favorite witch is my auntie witch. She's kind of been like my guiding witch my entire life and taught me all of my witchy ways. And she always helps me fix all my little witchy woes. And she gives me witchy wisdom. She's quite wonderful. So I know she's not a TV witch or a movie witch, but she is my favorite witch. I like Sabrina too. Sabrina's a pretty cool witch. She's one of my probably favorite TV witches. But Auntie Witch is the best. She's my favorite.
That is a great answer, to be honest with you. So
and she's family, right? Like
exactly. That's like the best answer you could possibly give. So
So have you had a chance to wrestle people like Becca yet?
I have not had a chance to wrestle Becca yet, but I think that would be a really, really fun match. I sometimes wonder if she has magical scrunchies and she gets power from them. And how would I counteract the power of these scrunchies? That would be a really good challenge in a match, right?
Yeah.
Magic versus scrunchy power. We'll see.
So I actually caught your match with Holly Dead. That was a really good match, to be honest. So So was the what was the taping like for that? Was it like a full like 24 hour, or you just go in there and you do your match and that was it?
So GCW Fight Forever did take place like we still had a lot of COVID protocol for wrestling shows. It was very much a show up, do your match, and leave. Just because we were trying to honor and be respectful of social distancing practices and not have a bunch of people in one space. Because obviously, to have a 24-hour wrestling show, you have to have a lot of talent from all over. So
Yeah,
yeah, we got there. It's like you get there, you do your match and you leave, and it's really interesting because it is like a rotating door, and you don't get a ton of time to prepare for your match or for your opponent. You just have to go out there and do the thing. So that can be a little bit of a daunting task, not having that mental prep time leading into it. You just have to show up ready to rock and roll and go. So that was a
exactly.
really fun experience. I really enjoyed Fight Forever. I thought it was a really cool, innovative concept. I thought that was a really fun match. It was a little bit cold in the building because it was January, but you know what? What doesn't kill you makes you tougher.
Yeah, when
And
I was
I really enjoyed that match I had with Holly Dead. I learned a lot, even though I lost. I gave it my all, and I came out of it stronger on the other side. And that's all you can really ask for.
yeah, when I was watching it, I was like, is this really show 24 hours? And
It is
I was like, holy crap, they're actually going at 24, doing a 24-hour show.
24
So
straight hours. It
That's
was
amazing.
incredible.
I'd love to do that. Like technically, Geek and I did do that last month. Me and Geek went to our first show together since WrestleMania 35. Me and Metal Geek went to WrestleMania together, and then I came back to Long Island because I live in Pennsylvania, and Geek and I went to two shows in one day. We went
Yeah,
to
double shotting. That's a
yeah,
oh yeah,
thing. He
big
shows one
time.
day.
Oh geez.
One of the cool things I actually thought that was neat about Fight Forever is because it was 24 hours, and by the time that I had my match at Fight Forever, like people had been there 15 hours. And they had been
jeez,
drinking and they hadn't slept, and I'm sure they were a little bit tired. But when I went and I made my entrance there, and I had put a lot of legwork into getting a match at GCW. I had been doing ring crew for them for close to a year and all of this other mess to earn that opportunity. So to get that opportunity was very rewarding, but not only to get it, but then to go out and be met with such a warm reception from all of my friends and my fans and my family. Like even though they were tired as hell, like they could still like dig deep and give me this big warm welcome. I just remember being in the middle of the ring and drinking that moment in, and it is probably one of my favorite moments in wrestling. Like there's a photo of me just like looking up into the awning, smiling like a big stupid idiot because I was just so happy. And I just felt so honored that people could find something to give me even though they were utterly exhausted. Like it was the best feeling in the world. Um, it was really cool. I loved it. It was really awesome.
That's always a good feeling, that like when you know the crowd is in it, and when you come through the curtain, they just give you this loud ovation, and you're like, wow, the crowd's really in this. Like you feel it. You can feel it. Like the first show after, like our me and Geek's first show when we went back, that crowd ovation when somebody came through the curtain, we're just like, wow, this is
yeah,
like insane.
Mhm.
You know?
yeah. That was our first show back. Seeing our first show in like wait, the last show I went to was the Raw at, was it Barkley? I think it was right before the pandemic. I think it was the Raw right when what was the name? Randy Orton gave Beth Phoenix the RKO, and that was the last show I went to. And right before that was, as I think, 2 weeks before the pandemic. So
Have
I
you ever
actually
wrestled?
enjoyed getting. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Kaia.
No, you're
Have you
fine.
ever wrestled on the West Coast yet?
I have. I've wrestled in Vegas for Poder Dos, which is a promotion that runs once or twice a year by a promoter named Ed in San Antonio. It's an all women's show and is absolutely incredible. I really enjoyed getting to go there and wrestle and just be around different people. When you do wrestling, it's very easy to get like in your own little pond. So it's always fun to like go wrestle other places you've never been before. And I really enjoyed going out to the West Coast and getting to experience a little bit of the West Coast flavor. And all those girls out there were incredible. Like there's so many incredible female performers in this country, no matter where you go. So
Yeah, It's totally are. We get a lot of the female wrestlers on our podcast. That's the one thing. Like a lot of people, a lot of my friends, like give me flack because I like to bring the female wrestlers on because, as I've told the other female wrestlers, female wrestling they don't get the respect it deserves because a lot of fans are one sided when their thoughts. Oh, female wrestler. Sometimes they give you a better match than the men. Like
I think that because there's less opportunities for women in wrestling, we maximize the opportunity that we do get. And that's not saying dudes don't maximize their opportunities. I'm simply saying that when there's one spot on a card for you and that's your chance, you're going to give it your all every single time because you know that it's one spot. There's not 7 chances for you. There's one chance. So you need to make the most out of it. And I love that there are more opportunities for women in wrestling than there ever have been before. But still those opportunities are very few and precious. So I think women just value the opportunity more, and we see it as a chance to really put ourselves out there and give something special because we don't necessarily know when the next opportunity is going to come.
Yeah, totally. Oh, there's another promotion.
We don't take it for granted.
Yeah, there's another promotion that we're gonna have on the podcast. I think in November. Have you ever heard of Liberty Pro?
I believe so. The name sounds familiar. Do you want to tell me a little more about it?
Liberty Pro Wrestling is an all-female promotion, and they're from Alabama. And they seem like a very good promotion. They seem like they've been around forever. Like their owner is coming on our podcast in November, and I'm gonna write down all the female wrestlers we've had on our podcast that they haven't had on Liberty yet. Would you mind if I name dropped you to them and told them about you?
I mean, sure. I love going and wrestling new places as long as it. I'll have to see it. Like, you know, it's all about our schedules and where we're at and what parts of the country we're in. But I'm open to any opportunity. If you guys would like to throw my name in the hat, I would be more than appreciative of that.
Awesome. Because I always like to ask the wrestler before I say anything. You know, I don't want to say the name and then the wrestler gets mad.
I think it's the weather, dude. You know?
Yeah, it's a storm coming through.
So she'll be back though. So
she'll be back. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I think it's a connection. You know,
there's a storm coming through. I know that.
Okay, yeah. I was wondering, but I'm back here now, so that's all that matters.
Okay. Yeah. So we got a comment just now.
Oh yeah, I did lift up a house one time. Okay, so early on in my wrestling career, I was a manager, and I was managing a tag team called Riot City, and they did a hardcore match where fans brought weapons, and some of the fans had brought one of those little playhouses that you would like put in the backyard for kids, like one of the plastic ones. And the spot was to get it into, like, I had to get it into the ring. So, you know, thinking it's just like a kid's like playhouse, how heavy could it be? Like, I went to pick this thing up and I guess they had left it outside for a while and it was like full of water and like mud and stuff. So it was like probably like cleaning 100 pounds off the floor up to the ring. And I picked it up and like mud and everything fell out all over me. And I just kind of like heaved it with all my strength over the top rope. And then they did a really cool, like, you know, power bomb spot to finish the match on the roof of the playhouse. But yes, that was me putting the house into the ring. It was deceptively heavy.
Is that clip anywhere online? I have to see that clip.
I do not know. I might have to go back and see if I can find it and do some digging. It's probably out there somewhere. It was from like 2018. So this was before I had even gone to wrestling school. I was still like paying my dues and like meeting opportunities and stuff like that.
Well, from one wish to another, do you drink herbal teas, light, polo, santo, and do good dumpsons?
Abundances. Well, I'm always trying to manifest success and good energy, especially in my wrestling career. So I do a lot of like moon magic and like full moon manifestation for that. I think all witches like tea because teas are herbs and herbs are used in spells. So I have not met a witch that does not enjoy tea. At least not yet. I know I enjoy tea tremendously. I really like oolong tea. That's one of my favorites.
I don't know if you mentioned this, but who is like one of your favorite opponents to work with?
Oh man, okay. In recent history, I really enjoyed wrestling Masha Slamovich because she's super intense. And there's no way to prepare for her, but it's good because it forces you to grow as a wrestler, and it forces you to adapt and think on your feet. Like, you always talk about strategizing and game planning and figuring out how am I going to win this match. And like when you have somebody that brings her level of intensity, you can't prepare for that. You just have to be able to think on the fly and adapt to whatever chaotic insanity she's throwing at you in the ring. But that also makes for an incredible opponent that I would love to wrestle again.
Yeah, I watched that match. I actually watched that match. That was one of the ones that when we were still talking about changing your date before you get the day before you, that day when you had to change your date, I watched that match that Saturday, whatever time. I think Saturday morning I watched it, and then I was like, and then we got her on the podcast. I'm like, oh my god, we're having Masha Slamovich. Oh my god, this is so cool. And then I watched that match, and I was like, oh my god, they had a match against each other. Yeah. What?
Yeah, I got murdered, but it was a good time.
Yeah, I watched.
Definitely want my rematch at some point.
Well, this is your opportunity to call her out. Here at Dudes at Ringside, we always like to lead up to a possible rematch.
You know, I don't even think I have to call her out. I'm pretty sure our paths will cross again sometime soon. What goes around comes around.
Of course.
I think she called you out on the podcast, actually.
Well, that's good, because what goes around comes around, so I guess it's my turn to owe her a murder.
Yeah.
Maybe a headbutt. We'll see.
I would love to see that match, actually. I would love to see that match happen.
She's a great opponent. She always brings out the best in people. And like I said, I think it's just because she has an intensity and a fire that no one can prepare for. It's a very do or die match.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to be in New Jersey. Have you ever wrestled in New York City? Like Long Island and stuff like that?
I have not wrestled in New York City. I've wrestled in, Ridgefield Park, which is, I have a event coming up there for Catalyst Wrestling, and then I'm there again for Invictus Pro Wrestling on the 25th. So that's like close to New York City. But no, I've not had I've not been able to work in New York City just yet. It is on my list. Like, I think everybody would love to have a match at a place like the Garden, or like or even like Melrose Ballroom is cool when we think of like iconic New York venues, right? Like, I would love to have Hammerstein Ballroom, yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Does indie wrestling still run there?
Yes, they do.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They were, well, I don't know if it counts, but they ran New Japan there.
Yes, they did. That is true.
They ran Ring of Honor.
No, like, I would love to wrestle in New York City one day. Like, that would be so cool.
Even if they ran, what's the one next to Hammerstein? I think it's the New Yorker Hotel.
Yeah.
They've ran wrestling there before, so.
Well, that's cool.
So when Ring of Honor when Ring of Honor wasn't mainstream, they were running the New Yorker Hotel, and then they went to the Hammerstein. So.
Yeah, I kind of, from that period of time, remember them running the Philadelphia Armory a lot, which would be closer to my neck of the woods because I'm in Maryland. So, those were the good old days, weren't they?
Oh, yeah. The good old days of Ring of Honor, when I was telling Joe that when there was no streaming services at all, so people had to.
No, you had to buy the DVDs. I remember buying the DVDs.
Not even that. You had to go on the forums, and you'd be like, okay, what happened? What happened? Mm-hmm. And then somebody would report it, what happened, and you would have to take their word for it.
Yeah, there wasn't like camera phones or any way to really make that very easily accessible. No YouTube.
There was no YouTube, no streaming services, nothing. It was just word of mouth of what happened, and those were the times of the indies right there.
Yeah, but you know, honestly, I think that there's a lot of good stuff going on in wrestling right now too. It's cool to be nostalgic for the past, because I think that a lot of us have a lot of good memories surrounding things like the Attitude Era or Ring of Honor in like 2005, 2006 or whatever, right? Like, we all have good nostalgic memories for that, for those specific periods in wrestling. But oh my gosh, there's so much wrestling nowadays. I think that's the coolest thing, is like, you don't have to sit around and wait to watch wrestling. It's on every night. Independent wrestling has a bigger platform than ever thanks to like the internet and social media.
Exactly.
If you don't want to watch mainstream wrestling, they have IWTV where you can watch independent wrestling from all over the country. Like, the fact that it's so accessible to me makes it so cool. Like, this is actually like another golden era in wrestling. We just probably don't realize that because we're living through it right now. You know?
The only company that I think still relies on their DVDs is actually PWG.
Yeah, they'll probably end up streaming eventually. I would imagine at some point.
Because I remember even if you went to the shows, the PWG shows, you were not allowed to videotape at all in the PWG show. They relied heavily on their DVDs, and that was it. So pretty nostalgic right there. Some people snuck in a camera to get like the pictures, but other than that.
So before our heads before Ever So Spiffy's head explodes, do you have any pets?
I do. I have a pug. Her name is the Empress. She's not with me at the moment because I am still traveling a little bit, but she's at home with my stepfather, who is taking care of her like the regal royalty pug empress she is. She's wonderful. I take her on the road sometimes. It's just a little too hot right now. Like, pugs have really smushy little faces, so they don't do super great when it's hot outside. But once things cool off, I will have her with me at shows, and you can meet the Empress, make her acquaintance, take photographs with her. You can bring her gifts. She accepts gifts from all of the people in her kingdom. She's the best little pug. She's such a little bundle of joy. Like, when I got home like a couple of days ago, and you're tired, and you don't have two brain cells to rub together anymore, but she just comes up and looks at you with the big old pug eyes and is like, well, like making pug noise, and you just hold her and you can like just smell comfort in her fur and give her little scratches, and she's just so happy that you're there. It's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah,
I'm lucky to have her as a pet.
It's always good that that there's someone in the world that will make you feel like that you're everything under the moon and the stars for them.
The unconditional love that you get from a pet is definitely like no other. You could have the worst day known to mankind, but your dog's still going to be like, hey dude, pet me. I love you. Remember that. Like, they're the best. They're like just these little furry bundles of love that we're all so lucky to have.
Yeah.
It's like
my girlfriend's dog. She gets like mad. He gets mad when I hug my girlfriend. He starts growling at me and starts barking. It's like the funniest thing.
She doesn't want to share you.
No, she doesn't. She gets very he gets very jealous, like very easily.
Well, animals have a lot of emotions, just like people. They have moods. They're happy, they're sad, so it makes sense.
They're like, it's like, guys, what about me? I need a hug too.
Golden Doodle. I have a wiener dog named Dexter Morgan.
Oh, well, that's cute.
Somewhere looking up, going, the little guy that lives in our basement, mom and dad didn't say my middle name, Dexter Doodlebug Morgan. Okay, I gotta say his full name because that's his full name, Dexter Doodlebug Morgan.
He sounds adorable.
He's adorable, but he's Mr. Serious.
Oh, okay.
He's a serious dog.
The Empress is very demanding. When she wants more food and her bowl is empty, she'll like kick her bowl and bark. Like, excuse me.
Dexter does that.
Please.
There's Dexter.
More. Oh, look at how cute. What a
that
sweet
little scene. Yeah, he didn't even know I took that picture. I just snuck it. I just did the camera phone straight, and I was just like, what damn.
I do have autographed photos with the Empress in them on my merch store, and she will sign them as well with a little paw print.
Right now, if you want to talk about your time's almost up, but if you want to talk about where you can find your merchandise so the fans can go buy stuff.
Yeah, I have an online merch store. It's KaiaMcKenna.BigCartel.com, and I have stickers, enamel pins, 8x10s, t-shirts, all kinds of goodies that are in that store. So if
We
you're
have
looking for merch, that's where to find it.
We have stickers.
Stickers are the best. I feel like
Keyboard.
everybody likes stickers. Like people like to put them on coolers, on their cars, on their refrigerators, like their
And
laptops.
the
Yeah,
free
there you
As-
go. Like I'm telling you,
Love
stickers are the best merch anybody can have. Like if
Now-
you
I
were a wrestler,
have Spitfire sticker. She sent me one in the mail.
oh, that's cool.
Jessie Nolan. She sent
Oh,
me
that's
hers.
a cute sticker. I
Yeah.
love it. I love that. Like I said, you can't ever have too many stickers. Like if you're a wrestler and you're listening to this and you don't know what to do for merch, just get a bunch of stickers. People love stickers. They're great. Kids
We
love
did a sticker trade. We did it.
Yeah.
Me and Jessie did a sticker trade, and she was like, "Okay, send me your address." I was like, "Really?"
Yeah.
She's like,
If you
Yeah.
guys send me your address, we can sticker trade too. I'll send you some.
Okay, cool. I'll send. Well, after we're done on the podcast, I'll drop you our address. So
Okay,
yeah, we could do a trade. Cool. Yay.
sounds good.
All right. If you have to go, we understand because we know you're extremely busy with your
Do you guys
tour.
have any other questions for me this evening?
I just have one more. Like,
Absolutely.
Did you happen to catch All Out or
I actually went to All Out.
the actual?
We're there.
Yeah, that.
I did. I went and I enjoyed it. Every once in a while, I really just like to go watch wrestling and enjoy it as a fan.
That's awesome.
I think it's a great thing to do. It kind of reminds you why you do it in the first place. It helps you fall in love with wrestling again and again and again. So I actually did attend and I really enjoyed the show. I thought it was phenomenal.
I thought the last 10 minutes. I was watching with Joe on the internet. We were watching.
You're watching like on this. We were sitting on this like this. We weren't live. We were sitting there watching, and as we're doing, I'm talking to a British wrestler on the thing, on my phone, and she wants to come do a watch party with us. And I'm like, Geek's like, she wants to sit and watch a wrestling with us. I'm like, it's gonna be 4:00 in the morning in England. The girls are asleep apparently.
What was your favorite match on All Out, guys?
Ooh, Geek, you go first.
I absolutely love the tag title match. Absolutely.
The tag title match. That was fun.
Yeah. What was your favorite match? You'd say.
You go first, Kaia. You're the guest.
I really enjoyed the Moxley Kojima match. I thought that was really fun. It just felt like a war, but it didn't go on too long. The pacing was incredible. They're both just incredible performers, and I felt like that was one of those matches that was super, super good, and like it was like 50-50. Like people either loved it and really appreciated it, or like weren't into it all, which I don't understand because I thought that was the match of the night. I loved seeing that match, and then seeing Minoru Suzuki come out afterward, I was like that was so cool. I cannot wait to watch that match tonight. Right, it's tonight. I can't wait to watch that match. I'm also super excited to see Moxley's match with Nick Gage in Atlantic City. I think that's going to be really fun.
Yeah, you should have seen my face. Joe was like, "Wait, what's going on? What's going on?" I'm like, "Dude, Minoru Suzuki's here. No way."
He lost his mind.
He's going on one. He's on the big US tour right now.
Yeah.
I know he's got some good matches coming up that I really am looking forward to seeing. I know he's wrestling Homicide in New York, which is exciting. I think he has a match with Davey Richards coming up out at Glory Pro on the 3rd of October. There are a couple on his US tour that are like really fun matches.
Hoping for Arthur Ashe.
Oh, okay. We'll see.
He's close, but I'm saying the date with Homicide is actually close by. So I'm
guessing.
That's
at GCW Get Lost a Lot at the Melrose Ballroom on the 24th.
I'm saying like the date is close by, so I'm hoping he's on that tour as well.
So my favorite match of that pay-per-view, my grandfather was a professional wrestler. He was a luchador, so my match of the night was the tag team match. I went into tears. I went into like, oh my god, luchador winning that guy. I was like so happy. I was like, Grandma would be so
we were all ready for it. I remember when they won and the place just erupted and I was like, man, these people were ready for that title change. And that's cool. I love when wrestling can tell a story and make people want something super badly. Like everybody wanted them to win so badly. They were so ready for it. And when they pulled off the win, people were so over the moon. And I just think that's one of the coolest things that can happen in wrestling is when the fans are just like so invested and they're ready. And then they get what they want and they're super happy. Like that's the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
like if I feel like AEW pays a little bit more attention to detail with the fans and the chanting and everything. So
I just think it's different audiences. I mean, there are a lot of wrestling fans out there. We're not all the same. We all like different things. I often say like wrestling's like buying a box of donuts. Like you can put whatever donuts you want in the box and you don't have to eat donuts you don't like. So, just put the donuts in the box that you like. And I think AEW has a very specific audience that they cater to, and that's great. And I think WWE has a very specific audience that they cater to, and that's also great because both companies do wonderful things and are super successful in this business.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And like I said, if you don't like a donut, don't put it in your box. Like people don't like deathmatch wrestling. People don't like intergender wrestling. That's fine. Don't put that donut in your box. Like there's options here.
Before that,
you want nothing but AEW donuts, you can do that. Like it's okay.
So how are your feelings on intergender wrestling?
I mean, I'm pretty tall. I'm pretty strong. I'm 5'9", 165. So like I could definitely mix it up with some dudes, and I'm all for that. But I also I like intergender wrestling to be like there to be a little bit of a story or some meat on the bone with it, not just like thrown together, right? I like there to be some thought put behind it or like why the match is occurring. But I have no problem with it in general. I think it's great. I think that people of all gender should be able to mix it up in the ring. There shouldn't be like gender specific rules in that sense. So I don't have a problem with it. But I also respect that like not everybody wants to do that. And like that's okay too. Like that doesn't mean that those people who aren't into it are like bad people. It's like it's not everybody's cup of tea. Like personally, I don't ever want to do a death match, but I have a lot of respect for deathmatch wrestlers. So I can totally understand that if there are people that don't want to do intergender wrestling, because you can still respect something without partaking in it yourself,
Yeah, 100%. I believe that too.
Who's somebody you would like to work with?
Like out of the male wrestlers, I guess.
Yeah.
Out of the male wrestlers. Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't really know. Like, I feel like because my gimmick is like I'm a witch, there's so much meat on that bone for so many different people. Like, not even like a dude. You know who I'd really like to have a match with is actually Su Yung. I would love to have a match with Su Yung. I think that would be really fun. And we could get really creative. She's the undead bride. I'm the good witch. Like, that's the type of stuff I like, right?
That's a great story right there.
Yeah, it really, really is, right? Like, and that's to me at the end of the day, like the appeal of wrestling to me is telling.
There's another wrestler that I think would be funny to have you versus a wrestler we had on our podcast. You have to look him up on Instagram. His name is Tamaku, the Savage Juggernaut.
Oh, okay.
Because you'd be a witch, like if he's from an island in the middle of the oceans. It's like
he's a war god.
Oh, okay.
That's his gimmick.
That's fun. A little Dungeons and Dragons style match here. I see.
Yes.
All right.
all the nerds just went, oh my god. Yes. All right. If you have to go, make sure you tell everybody where to follow you before you go, so they could try to follow you.
You can follow me at Kaia MCK. It looks like it's right down there, on Twitter and Instagram. That's where I am on social media. And once again, I do have merch at kaiamckenna.bigcartel.com. So.
And do you have any upcoming matches you want to promote real quick?
I will be wrestling Killa Kate on Sunday the 12th at Combat Fights Unlimited. I will also be participating in the Camp Leapfrog Trail Mixer on the same date. On the 17th, I'll be wrestling for Catalyst Wrestling in Ridgefield Park. I will be at Beyond WWR Plus in Rhode Island on the 19th. And I will be at Higher Ground Wrestling in St. Paul, Minnesota on the 2nd of October. So I'm making my rounds. Come see me at any of those dates. You can also, I'll be at Invictus Pro Wrestling on the 25th in Ridgefield Park as well, taking on Gabby Ortiz. So there's plenty of matches coming up for you guys to check me out at. You can always follow me on Twitter, and I'll try to keep everyone afloat of where I'm going to be next.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Thank you guys for having me this evening. It was a nice little chat. I appreciate you both.
Have a good one.
Spread the word. Tell your friends, please.
I will. I will definitely let them know. Thank you guys for having me.
Later.
You're welcome. Thank you.
That was
fun.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Ashley Dembois, for giving us an awesome interview. Thank you, Kaia, for taking our invite and coming on the podcast. And Make sure you guys come through tomorrow. We'll be listening. We'll be interviewing Izzy B. She's from Long Island. She's from another New England wrestler. So Geek, close us out.
All right. So anyway, I'm pretty sure some people in Louisiana are pretty good right now, but they still need your help. So please donate to the Red Cross, whatever you have: food, batteries, water. I said batteries, flashlights, whatever. These people don't have power, water, electricity. Please donate to the Red Cross. It's very important. So, Joe.
Well, make sure you come in tomorrow as we interview Izzy B. And Friday we start off British Wrestler Week. We salute we salute the British flag and say hello to the Queen as we head off to London, England, and interview our the first of the British wrestlers, the young, the talented Annabelle. And we'll all see you tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. So long.